All right, so if you've been following Compas on the beat, you know I like cooking. So who do we have to bring in? Chef KK, who is obviously a chef extraordinaire. She is a chef for Demi Lovato, Von Miller, Diddy, Michael Crabtree. But the reason why we really wanted to have her on is because Melvin Ingram. You are the chef of Melvin Ingram. Can you talk about the former Charger a little bit? One, two. How does it feel being here at Super Bowl week?
It feels amazing being here at Super Bowl week. I wish he was here. I wish he was at Super Bowl too, Melvin. I know. Wish the Chiefs would have been able to make it, but Super Bowl week is pretty exciting right now. It's the beginning, it's day one, so it's getting started.
And Kay, he was pretty close, as you mentioned, Melvin Ingram with the Chiefs, playing pretty well. Not with the Chargers anymore.
Yeah.
But when you're cooking for Melvin Ingram, what does he prefer? How does it kind of go down when you're in the kitchen for him?
You know what? He actually likes to be really healthy. Um, I, I'm assuming because of his position and like his body weight and stuff like that. He prefers like seafood or like leaner meats like lamb or so, and then no red meat, no pork, and a lot of vegetables. And he tries to stay away from starches and things like that. But I know one thing that he was loving that I made was I make this pasta with like all type of seafood in it, like crab and shrimp and things like that. But I would use these gluten-free brown rice noodles, and he just like he went crazy over that. Like he was obsessed, like loving it. So yeah, that's the kind of things he likes.
I guess when you're cooking, does he ever have any rap sessions? Or I know he's always in the studio making albums. Give you any shout outs in these albums by any chance?
I don't get any shout outs in his albums, but you know what? He is so good musically. Like I wouldn't look for like an athlete to be a rapper or anything like that. But like he's so good. But definitely always rapping and just like it's like a live studio all the time. You know, if it's not football, it's rap. So that's pretty cool.
So I read that you went to the Culinary Olympics. Just where did your love of cooking come from?
My love of cooking just came from really family and just being always present in the kitchen with like my aunts or my mom or some whoever, and just really liking food, like loving to eat food as well. And I at a young age, well 17, just decided like what, this is what I want to do. I love music and this sort of cool lifestyle that comes with um, the profession that I took and the route that I took. So I just wanted to be involved in something that I knew I actually liked, and I knew I liked food. I knew I liked media. I liked music, and it's led me to where I am today. Um, and yeah, the Culinary Olympics was pretty amazing. It is really like it's the real Olympics. It's every 4 years in food. And when I first went, I didn't know if it was going to be like actual like Olympics to style. Like I'm like, what are they about to do? But a lot of it was visual. A lot of the things that I seen in the Olympics when I went, I started seeing throughout the years until the next 4 years passed and the next Olympics came. And so it is like where everything starts, where all the trends start for the Culinary Olympics. And that is all the way in Germany. And I did travel at 18 by myself and my teacher to Germany. So I was just really invested and I loved art. And I just always wanted to like really take the steps to be ahead and, master my craft.
It seems like, I mean, you starting so young, it seems like you have ice in your veins. I mean, to see where you've started to now where you're at, I mean, has there been times where it's kind of like, oh, like you hesitate, but then you're able to overcome difficult times?
Absolutely. I think that is where like perseverance comes in, and that I'm sure it has a lot to do with like sports and the Super Bowl as well. Like it's a hard road to get to that finish line. And I mean, I'm not necessarily at the finish line, but I'm definitely like headed towards there, and it was plenty of times that I thought, okay, well, maybe I just have to go work in a restaurant, or maybe I'm a move, to a different state or something like that, because the cost of living in LA is so high and I can't afford it, like I went through every emotion to try to get to the stability that I'm at now. And with the help of just, word of mouth and great clientele and even social media, I'm able to sustain in my position.
And Kay, where's your home from you? Where you call home?
home is right here, Los Angeles, born and raised, South Central LA. I went to culinary school. I can walk there from here, downtown at LA Trade Tech. And I mean, I used to pass, my dad lives in Inglewood, grandma, born and raised. I'm a true native.
So,
sure.
Being here, your hometown, there's 2 football teams, but you're cooking for Von Miller and Melvin Ingram, a former Charger. Are you more Ram side, Charger side? Do you have a football team? Do you not choose at all?
You know what? I have such a great relationship with both of them, and I have the luxury of being able to just spread my craft to everyone evenly. So I just wanted to see. I was rooting for both of them. When the Chiefs were playing, I was rooting for the Chiefs, and when the Rams were playing, I'm rooting for the Rams because I want to see my friends and my peoples do well and just be happy and achieve what their goals are. And so either one of them, I know Melvin is extremely proud that they got to where they got to. And he, I know he went from the Chargers to Pittsburgh and then to the Chiefs. So he had an interesting year, and I'm just happy to see that he made it to the finals, right?
Yeah.
And so, I don't know that much. I'm in the kitchen, but and then even to see Von, like he's been in Denver for so long, and then you come to LA, like you playing in the Super Bowl again at the SoFi for the Rams. You've been on the team for less than 6 months. Like I'm sure like they're both just ecstatic. So I'm so proud of both of them.
So
go ahead, Fernando.
No, I was going to ask you, if we're over at your house, what is the go-to Super Bowl meal? What are you putting together for the Super Bowl?
See, when I'm at home cooking for myself, I am not doing too much at all. Like I'm gonna eat some dip and I'm having a drink and I'm gonna be chilling. I know 2 years ago, I watched the Super Bowl at home. And I was super excited because Demi was singing the national anthem. So I was like, it's just me and my sister at my house, very chill. I'm like, I don't feel like dealing with no parties or anything like that. I just want to watch the game. And I made some sweet chili ginger wings. I remember at halftime, I fried them really quick and tossed them. And we just ate some dip and had some wings and watched it. And I made us some little drinks. I had some cute little ice cubes from YSL. Popped them in a drink and just, had a good time. So I like to keep it simple. I'm a dip girl. Like I love dip. I can eat dip any day, like any kind of dip. So
I'm guessing you're not a double dipper, just one dip.
No, I actually get the smallest amount. I think it's the chips that I like more, and just the action of doing it. But yeah, you're not gonna get too much out of me at my house.
Okay, and Kay, I'm just really curious because you're working with all these celebrities. You mentioned Demi Lovato. I guess when was your big break, and kind of tell us the story of how you got to one of these celebrities or even an athlete for you to cook to.
Well, it was so funny because I actually started with like some of the Clippers players cooking for them. My sister's ex-husband at the time, or husband at the time, he played professional basketball. So I kind of got in with the Clippers, like DeAndre Jordan, Ryan Gomes, and then I was, working. And it wasn't consistent, but it was there. And then social media, well, it was already Twitter, but then Instagram came out. So I was like continuously like posting like my food. And at the time, being a chef wasn't as popular. I was young. I was 22 or something, 21. And just being African-American, being a woman, it just wasn't common. And so I think that helped make me stand out on top of the fact that, my food is great. But of course, like a lot of the things in my career has been all word of mouth. A friend hit me up on Twitter and was just like, "Are you available to cook tomorrow?" And I was like, "Yeah." They're like, "Okay, it's for Drake. He wants you to do a Super Bowl party." I'm like, "Oh my gosh, like yes, like
Be Drake
tomorrow, Super Bowl, 400
Okay.
people. We're gonna come bring you a list." And the list was so many things on the list, and I'm like, "Oh my God," I did not sleep for like 2 days. And I went to the grocery store and I just got started. And I went there, I killed it. I cooked all day, nonstop. He had a huge party in his backyard. It was so lit. And it was so fun because just like this year's Super Bowl is going to be hot. It's going to be hot all week, like 85 on Sunday. And that's how it was. He had a barbecue like in his backyard. and it was so hot. It was so cracking. But anyway, that's how it started. I cooked for him, and really just started building a relationship. And from there, he posted me on Instagram, and so more people started taking me seriously. And people that have been knowing me for a long time, they're like, oh, even though I was like, I'm in over here, y'all let me. but that's where it kind of started, and that was a while ago, like 2012, maybe 2013. And from there, it's just been all word of mouth. All word of mouth. Michael Crabtree was actually one of my first clients too. It was funny. I kind of got Crab and Drake at the same time. It was like Drake for Super Bowl, and then a week later or 2 weeks later, it was All Star. And I went to Houston. He called me. He called me personally and was like, "You not in Houston? Get on a plane." And I came down there and I cooked for him for 3 days straight. It was not. I literally didn't sleep for like 4 days. And like from then on, Michael Crabtree has never had another chef other than me. Like that is like a brother for real. And that's honestly how I met like Vaughn and other people. So it's really like all word of mouth, like who you know, and just having a good rapport and relationship with everybody.
So shout out to Drake, shout out to Michael Crabtree for helping us out. Chef, before we let you go, you have something coming up. BBC's Hungry for It. Can you talk a little bit about that and what you're going to be doing?
Yes, that was by far like the coolest experience I've ever had. I've never been on television, and to be a judge on this cooking show in the UK, it's going to be so dope. It is a cooking competition show. It is 10 competitors, 10 cooks, and I am a judge / mentor on the show. I'm also with Big Zoo, who's a big deal in London in the food scene and a music artist, as well as Stacey Dooley. She's also the host of the show. So it's between Stacey and Zoo and I, and basically me and Zoo are the mentors for the cooks / judges, and best experience ever. Like the show is so dope. Like it's I don't know. I can't even explain. I don't know. I probably can't say too much, but it's like the best cooking show I've ever seen. And I say that because literally every day it was time to film, I was like fully invested. Like, okay, what's going on today? Like I was so excited to see the different challenges and the different things that the contestants or the cooks had to do. So that should be airing very soon on BBC 3, which just got back on television in the UK. And I'm excited. It's really good. Like, you guys are gonna
if I was on a show like that, I'd be wearing sweatpants because you're gonna eat some good food on there.
Listen, I came out there all slim and trim, and by the end of that 10th episode, I'm like, woo, I need to get back home. Like, we're eating so much food. It was crazy, but it was so good, and all the cooks are so talented, and it was just so inspiring. And like, it's funny, it's emotional, it's exciting, like it's new. It's not something you've never seen before. I'm really happy about that.
It's pretty cool. I'm guessing for you being the mentor, kind of passing down to the next generation of people that want to cook.
It really is, because you know what? Just being a private chef, I work alone. Like I work for myself. I do try to help other people. I started a agency called the Saffron Agency, where I try to help other chefs get placements with clientele, because sometimes I'm just overbooked and people ask me, do you know a chef? And so I tried to like weave out all the frivolous, and try to pick some of the best that I can be able to be a great referral, like how people refer to me. That can get a little complicated sometimes. Whereas this, I knew that these people really came for mentorship. They really came to learn and are really excited and appreciated. I was really happy I was able to like fully give to them and not expect anything back in return.
Gilbert, you got to put Chef KK on the spot for Sunday's game. Tell her to give us a prediction.
I think I know where she's going, because she's cooking for somebody.
You already know where I'm going. It's the Rams for me.
And is Von Miller winning the MVP?
Yeah, sure. I hope so. I don't know.
There you go, from Chef K. Rams are winning. Von Miller winning the MVP at Super Bowl.
Good time.
There you go. You can find Chef K on Twitter at Chef KK for more recipes and ideas. Also on Pinterest and TikTok. Make sure you guys follow her, and obviously on Instagram at Chef KK. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you so much for
That was
joining
great.
us.